Welcome back to another episode recapping 90 Day Fiance. Today we'll be recapping what went on between Rob and Sophie. So you know what that means. Sit down, buckle up, and get ready to ride this train wreck straight into the ground. Last we saw Rob and Sophie, they were on their way to pick up their rings when Sophie broke the news that she is bi.
I'm bi.
Like bisexual.
No, she meant like bicycle. Yes, of course she meant bisexual, Robert. He says, "You really should have told me this a long time ago. Like, 2 years ago." I'm so sorry, sir, but did you tell her that you were actively begging women on the internet for pictures of their biscuits and gravy? I think not. Sophie tells him that it took her a while to come out because she was not very accepting of her sexual identity until recently, which is super understandable. Rob goes on to question the validity of her sexual orientation. So, you like women? Have you ever even been with a woman? You know, most women are physically attracted to other women, whether they're gay or straight. So you want to have sex with a woman. Which Sophie responds and says, yes, I would have sex with a woman, but I'm not going to because we're getting married. And I'm not surprised that Rob is having difficulty grasping the concept of a monogamous relationship since he entered into one and he's not doing so great at it. So Rob goes on to say, so you're marrying me, a man, without ever having sex with a woman, and you're okay with that? Like, is that hard to believe? I want to screw Benedict Cumberbatch, but I'm gonna get married without knowing his hands all over my body, and I'm okay with that. He starts getting heated because he's worried this means that Sophie's gonna leave him in 10 years when she wakes up and realizes, whew, Rob sucks. I prefer the touch of a woman. And honestly, I would not be surprised if that happened. I would not be surprised if Sophie woke up in 10 years and was like, wow, Rob sucks. Let me get a cat and be alone. He says, if you ever get the idea to fuck another woman, it's not gonna be you get to fuck the woman. It is going to be us that gets to fuck the woman together. Because if you get to fuck a woman, I get to fuck a woman too. First of all, we all know if you want to fuck another girl, you will not be extending that same courtesy back to Sophie because you haven't. Second of all, if she wants to sleep with someone, she can just leave you. Like, she can leave you anytime. She's within all of her rights to do that. And then she can screw whomever she wants. Girl, boy, neither, both, everything in between. Like, it's up to her. If they are human, an adult, and consenting. Like, Sophie, go crazy. She shuts him down and says that that scenario will never happen where he will ever get to sleep with another woman because that's not okay. She says she just wanted to tell him this and know that she has his support and his acceptance. All I'm saying is this entire thing was Sophie coming out, which is a big deal, which must have been very hard for her. And this man just made it about him. All about him. This is Rob's world. We're just living in it. He has the audacity to say, Sophie is so jealous, like, I'm not allowed to have any women around me, but now she gets to have women around her. Like, sir, it's because you literally cheat on her with the women around you. So the thing that I don't understand is before this conversation, Rob thought Sophie was straight. So it was completely plausible for him to think that she could sleep with men, but he didn't. Her liking women does not change the fact that she finds cheating morally reprehensible. Like, your chances of catching fish are still 0 in a larger pond if you are not fishing, okay? Moving on. So they decide to move forward with going ring shopping. And in the car, Rob says that he does not believe that Sophie discovered her sexuality without having first been attracted to a woman. He says, it's so funny how you get so concerned when I think anyone other than you is attractive when you've been secretly also looking at women. I did not realize that this was even a nuance that had to be explained, but here we are. The difference, Rob. Sophie is well within reason to be scoping around in public, looking at women, and being like, oh my god, in my head, I'm thinking she's so beautiful. What an attractive lady. She has a great body. Whereas with you, you would then take your little fingers and tippy tap and text that woman asking for photos of her punana. So Sophie shuts him down and says, let's just get these rings if you still even want to get them. Like, bestie, do you even want to get these rings? And if so, why? Like, holy God, his flag is redder than his shirt. Before I get into this next part, I just want to preface it by saying Rob is a little bitch. So they get to the jewelry store and Rob busts in there and the first thing he says is, we're looking for rings, nothing with these crazy price points. And then when the salesperson asks, oh, cool, like, are you looking for white gold or yellow gold? Rob says, cheap gold. So I'm not shaming him for looking at rings on a budget. But the way he's talking about it is less, hey, so we're looking for wedding rings on a budget. Do you have anything inexpensive, maybe around this and this dollar? And more, get me something cheap because she's not worth that much, you know? Like, the way he's handling the situation is just so embarrassing and so disrespectful. The sales guy shows him a ring that is $1,000 and Rob says, it's too expensive by like $800. And he's just like being such a dick right now. If you need a ring that is $200, then just, oh my God. The thing I'm realizing right now is Rob is terrible at setting expectations. He does not set expectations. First, if you want to enter in a relationship and not have it be monogamous, that's fine. You are allowed to want to be in a relationship with a person while having the option to explore openly, be in other relationships. That's fine. You just have to find a partner that is okay with that, that's open to that, agrees with that, wants the same, you know? And then earlier in the other episode, when Sophie is like, oh, like, what's my budget? $5,000? His answer should have been like, oh, no, sweetie, that's really expensive considering all of the things that we have to purchase. I was thinking maybe something more around like $200 to $500. Is that okay? You know? But instead, this Casanova says, $5,000? That's too expensive. But you know what? Whatever. If you like something, tell me, we'll figure it out. Does that not imply to you that like $5,000 is possibly in the ballpark? Like, he'll figure it out if you really like something that's $5,000. Right now, whether it's because he's angry or not, his brain is thinking $200 is it. $200 is the budget. Then enter in and say that, bro. Walk in and say, hey, do you sell anything that's within $200 to $300? Because that is my budget. That's fine, but you're being a fucking baby about shit right now. Like, stop. So the salesperson then asks, when's the wedding? How has the whole, 90-day thing been? And, Rob proceeds to complain about everything, being like, sometimes you get new information that just catches you off guard, you know? Like, I'm still learning stuff about her today. Like, yeah, that's called a relationship. I've been in a relationship with my partner for 4 years, going on 4 years, yeah. And I learn stuff about him every day. Not every day, but, I still learn new shit about him. And listen, I don't want to minimize Sophie's struggle with coming out, but her being bisexual fundamentally does not alter their relationship. She's just sharing a new part of her with you. I feel like he's just blowing this so out of proportion so that she feels like what she did is just as bad as him cheating on her multiple times. Which it is not, and he's kind of an asshole for even attempting to make it that way. They finally end up agreeing on a pair of rings that are, I think, $500, and I think they look great. Let's be honest, Rob's ring is probably not going to get a lot of airtime because he's probably going to be working it off that finger a whole bunch. Rob says, wow, I've never had a ring on my left finger before. No shit, Sherlock, you've never been married before. This dumb f***. Despite Rob being annoying, he does lighten the mood up at the end when he kind of sweetly suggests, hey, maybe in the future we can come back and get you a better ring. So it all ends as well as it can end, I guess. But I don't know, sometimes I have this overwhelming desire to take an avocado pit and just chuck it right at his face, you know? He just reminds me so much of some of the crappy exes that I've dated. Okay, really quick story time. This one time I was dating a guy who was cheating on me, and I found out he was cheating on me because the girl that he was cheating on me with discovered he was not single and then found me at work and sat me down and told me that he was cheating on me with her. And I knew she was telling the truth because there were just a lot of things in her stories with information that she knew and lies that he told that lined up. Anyway, I brought it up to him and I was like, hey, you've been cheating on me. I know, because this girl that you cheated on me with told me. And his glowing rebuttal was, well, why are you talking and telling me that with your arms crossed? Did you know that body language of arms crossed means that you're being defensive and you're lying to me? So you're probably telling me I cheated because you actually cheated on me. And now you're just trying to make me feel bad. Excuse me? Sir, my dude, are you okay? It's where cheaters are just so stupid. Or maybe not cheaters. I mean, cheaters are stupid because you shouldn't cheat. Don't hurt your partner like that. That's so stupid. But maybe it's just the guy I was dating was so stupid. Anyway, That's it for this recap. Stay tuned for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride on this train wreck alone. Bye.